A very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Motorsports Magazine, back from the Airborne International Raceway for what is the first of two programs to close out the 1998 racing season. Tonight's show will have on tap for you qualifying action as well as main events from the street stocks, strictly street, and Flying Tiger divisions. Good evening, I'm Rick Knowles, once again joined by Rob Knowles. And Rob, you had a shot a little bit earlier on of the overflow garage area, as we've got around 125, 130 cars that are going to try to qualify for our main events.
Well, Rick, of course, this is the highlight of the 1998 racing season here at the Airborne International Raceway. And just about 40 late model Sportsman cars are in the garage area. And, of course, just to qualify and make the main event, the Fall Foliage 200 will be an accomplishment. A lot of cars are here from Quebec. Several drivers from Thunder Road who don't normally race here at Airborne. So it should be some outstanding competition, certainly in that late model Sportsman division.
Final practice going on right now for the Strictly Streets division. We're going to be breaking this program, as we told you a little earlier, into two shows. Tonight will be the Street Stock, Strictly, and Tiger portion. And then later on, we'll have all the qualifying action from the late model Sportsman division, including the next to last race of the ACT Texaco Haviland Series, the Fall Foliage 200, and that should be a great battle.
Well, Rick, of course, we've already determined the 1998 late model Sportsman champion here at Airborne, and that is the driver of car number 71, Chris Fisher. Fisher's from Shelburne, Vermont, and in the last Saturday night racing program, he took home the checkered flag, and by virtue of that win, he held off a late season challenge from Dave Whitcomb and managed to win the track championship in the late model Sportsman division by 9 points. So the late model championship is settled, but we still have to settle 3 other track championships. That in the Flying Tiger, the Street Stock, and the Strictly Street division. And in several of those divisions, the point battles are really close.
That will all be decided tonight, right here on Motorsports Magazine. You notice a little bit of change here in the facility at Airborne. They have added a wall, a small wall to the backstretch that runs from the scoreboard down into the entrance of turn 3. And Rob, that has already posed trouble on one occasion today, as Ron Case got his Flying Tiger stuck on top of that wall. It's just vaulted over it right in front of that Goodyear sign.
Well, you can see some of the damage on the right side of that Goodyear Eagle billboard. Ron Case got turned sideways and went head first right into the wall, and it almost vaulted him over the top of the wall. As a matter of fact, the car was kind of seesaw on top of the wall, and it took a couple of wreckers to remove his vehicle. Already in the practice, Rick, we've seen a couple of major melees, nothing the likes that we've seen all year in 1998 here at Airborne. We saw one car almost total in the late model Sportsman warm-up, and we saw Ron Case, as we just talked about, go over that backstretch wall in the Flying Tiger warm-up. So certainly it's the last race of the season, and we've already seen some rambunctious driving on the part of some of the competitors.
Well, tension is up as this is the final event of the 1998 racing season, Fall Foliage 200 weekend from the Airborne International Raceway. And it's coming up next.
All right, here's the field for qualifier number 1 for the Tiger division. Starting on the pole out of Highgate Center, Vermont, in car number 75, it's Sparky LePan. Outside LePan, second starting spot, driving car number 9 from Moores, New York, Jim McComb. Back to row 2 on the inside. Third starting spot goes to the 00 out of Essex Junction, Vermont. It's 00 Joe Steffen to start third. Outside Steffen in car number 4 from Waterbury, Vermont. It's Doug Murphy. Back to row 3 on the inside in car number 68 from Plattsburgh, Kevin Sorrell. Outside Sorrell in car number 53 from Peru, New York. It's Gary Wood. Back to row number 4 on the inside. 7th starting spot in car number 34 and Jerry Winch. Outside Winch in car number 45 from Burlington, Vermont. It's John Langlois. New colors on car number 20 out of Milton, Vermont. It's Scott Dragon. Starting 10th on the field in car number 77 from Peru, New York. It's Rick Frenier. And shotgun on the field starting 11th, also from Peru, New York. Car number 82 for Toby Ebersol. 11 cars set to run 8 laps. Top 4 move on to the semi-feature for the bonus points. Of course, Scott Dragon trying to close the distance to Jimmy Young. Young has a 16-point cushion over Dragon coming into this afternoon's qualifying. LePan and Jim McComb to bring him down to the stripe. It's a slow pace. Here they come. Off of turn number 4, and the green flag is out. Sparky LePan out in front quickly. 3 car length back to Jim McComb on the outside. But here comes Steffen. Joe Steffen moving to the inside of McComb. He's up to second. Doug Murphy looks to move through to the inside of Jim McComb as well. Side by side into 4. McComb's going to lose the 3rd spot. And here comes Gary Wood in the 53. Sparky LePan opens it up to 5 car lengths on Joe Steffen as Jerry Winch goes for a ride in the 34. Winch spins the 34 in turn 2. He'll keep it rolling. Will stay under green. Sparky LePan leads. Joe Steffen is second. Doug Murphy third. Gary Wood is fourth. Fifth to John Langlois. And here comes Scott Dragon. Dragon in the 20, running in the 6th spot. Looking to move up on John Langlois in the 45. Good battle for 4th. Gary Wood in the 53 and Langlois right on that rear bumper as they run into turn number 4. Langlois with a tap on Wood. Down the front stretch. John Langlois to the inside of Gary Wood. Langlois on the inside. Wood on the outside. Drifts high off of 2. He'll lose 2 spots. Langlois up to 4th. Scott Dragon grabs the 5th spot. Gary Wood tries to fight back on the outside. We're halfway as Sparky LePan continues to show the way. LePan with a 10 car length advantage over Joe Steffen. Doug Murphy third. John Langlois fourth in the 45. Fifth is Scott Dragon in the 20. Sixth is Gary Wood in the 53. Dragon wants to get into the top 4. Remember, top 4 cars move on to the semi-feature. Bonus points on the line. And Scott Dragon needs to acquire as many points as he can if he's going to run down Jimmy Young this weekend. This time by 2 laps will remain for Sparky LePan. Steffen runs second. Third is Murphy. Fourth Langlois, but here comes Dragon. Scott Dragon with a peek to the outside. The car appears to be loose. Again, he'll look outside off of 2. Down the backstretch. Scott Dragon drives it hard into 3. Pulls up to the outside door of Langlois in the 45. Side by side off of 4 for the 4th spot with a white flag out. At the stripe, Scott Dragon had him by a nose. Dragon is sideways into 1. Dirt tracks it off of 2. Down the backstretch. Langlois gets into Murphy's car, number 4. Doug Murphy goes around to the 4. John Langlois up to 3rd. Dragon 4th. The checkered flag for Sparky LePan. 2nd goes to Joe Steffen. 3rd to John Langlois. 4th to Scott Dragon. Gary Wood is 5th. 6th to Rick Frenier. 7th is Jim McComb. 8th, Toby Eversole. 9th is Kevin Terrell. And Doug Murphy finishes 10th in car number 4. Tiger qualifier number 2 on the Speedway. Here's the field starting on the pole from Underhill, Vermont. In car number 25, it's Joe Becker. Outside Becker in car number 18 from Shelburne, Vermont, Jamie Fisher. Back to row number 2 on the inside in car number 39 from Milton, Vermont. Winner 2 weeks ago here at Airborne. Bill Sawyer drives car number 39. He'll start 3rd. Outside Sawyer from Craftsbury, Vermont. In car number 13, it's Paul Hodgson. Back to row 3 on the inside. 5th starting spot. He's the leading rookie here at Airborne in 1998. From St. Albans, Vermont, it's Tabor Gagne in car number 17. Outside Gagne starting 6th from Shelburne, Vermont. It's Steve Fisher in car number 24. 7th spot goes to John Donahue from Graniteville, Vermont in car number 26. Jimmy Young starts 8th in car number 1. He's the points leader. He's from Middlesex, Vermont. Starting 9th on the grid from Ellenburg Depot, New York, it's Francis McNeil on the 06. And shotgun on the field in car number 71 from South Burlington, Shannon Tomasevich. 10 cars set to run 8 laps. Tiger qualifier number 2 is under green. Joe Becker and Jamie Fisher lead him into turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Becker has the nose out in front. Jamie Fisher is always fast when he's here at Airborne. He's got a win under his belt here at Airborne in 1998, and he's looking to pick up a second this weekend. Off of 4, down to the stripe. Almost a dead heat. Jamie Fisher maybe by a couple of inches on the outside. Still side by side for the lead. Here comes Bill Sawyer in the 39. Sawyer thought about making it 3 wide. Wisely backs out of it as they run into turn number 4. Jamie Fisher from the outside looking for the lead. Down to the stripe, he's got it. Jamie Fisher in the 18 leads him into turn number 2. Tries to get the car down to the inside, but Joe Becker is still there in the 25. Fisher and Becker continue to battle at the front. Fisher on the outside, Becker on the inside. This time, Jamie Fisher going to get it done. Should be able to get it down to the inside, and he leads them. Jamie Fisher leads it. Joe Becker is second. Then it's 2 car lengths back to the 17. Tabor Gagne runs third, but here comes Jimmy Young. Jimmy Young, the points leader, looking to qualify for that semi-feature in the bonus points as he runs fourth. We're halfway. Side-by-side battle for third. Also side-by-side for fifth. Good action for third. It's Gagne and Young. And for fifth, it's Steve Fisher in the 24 and Bill Sawyer in the 39. Steve Fisher up to the 5th spot in car number 24. Here comes Jimmy Young to the outside of Tabor Gagne. Tabor Gagne and Jimmy Young continue to do battle door handle to door handle down the backstretch. It's Gagne on the inside, Young on the outside. They've run that way the last 2 laps for third. This time by 2 to go for Jamie Fisher. Joe Becker continues to run in the 2nd spot. The battle for third. Tabor Gagne sticks the nose out in front. Jimmy Young tries to fight back on the outside. Seesaw battle continues for the 3rd spot. Tabor Gagne gets the car down on the inside, settling it into third as the white flag is out. Jamie Fisher playing hide the peanut at the front. He's run away. Joe Becker in the 2nd spot. Here comes Jimmy Young again. Young now to the inside of Tabor Gagne into 3. Side by side once again off of 4. Checkered flag for Jamie Fisher. Joe Becker 2nd. 3rd to Jimmy Young. Tabor Gagne 4th. Steve Fisher 5th. Great run in qualifier number 2 for the Tigers. Jamie Fisher got to the front, settled it early, but great action behind him, especially for spots 3 and 5. Steve Fisher brings the 24 home in the 5th spot. 4th goes to Tabor Gagne in the 17. 3rd goes to Jimmy Young in car number 1. 2nd to Joe Becker in car number 25, and the winner out of Shelburne, Vermont, car number 18 for Jamie Fisher.
Starting on the pole, it will be car number 29 for Mike Kinsman. Outside, row number 1 will be the 18 of Chris Kaye. Row number 2, on the inside, it's the 3 for Ben Huff. And on the outside, Kenny Misek in car number 43. Row number 3 on the inside, the 99 car for Rich Watson. Kevin Dumas outside in the 51. 4th row inside, it's the truck, Rob Clark in the 84. And outside, Brian Riel in the 52. Row number 5, the 85 of Jack Potvin. Randy Martineau outside in the 15. The final row, it's the 65. That is Rick Holmes, and on the outside, starting shotgun, Mike Seymour in car number 61. Street stocks hit the green flag, and quickly Mike Kinsman grabs the advantage in 29 as they race it up the backstretch. Kaye hangs tough right on his back bumper. Here comes Watson on the outside of the 99 as he will look to take over the 3rd spot. Now on the inside, Chris Kaye moves through and he'll grab the top spot. Kinsman is back to 2nd. Richie Watson runs 3rd, and here comes Rob Clark on the outside. Clark in the truck looks to take that 4th spot away from Huff. Chris Kaye opens up 5, now 6 car lengths as they race up the backstretch. But keep an eye on Rob Clark in the 84. He has now moved to third, and he continues to close with the second place car of Kinsman. This time by, there'll be 2 laps to go in this first street stock qualifier. Kinsman now will try to close on KA as Clark battles side by side with Watson. 2 to go. Brian Riel has moved the 52 car into the 5th spot, as now Rob Clark will take a shot on the outside of Kinsman, but has to back off. Kinsman holds on to the 2nd spot. White flag is out. KA strong in that number 18 car. Now Kinsman drifts high. That opens up the inside line, and here comes Rob Clark. Clark takes 2nd. Kinsman looks to battle back. Brian Riel has taken over the 4th spot. Here they come. Checkered flag is out. KA wins it. Clark will get 2nd. 3rd spot goes to the 29 car for Mike Kinsman. Brian Riel brings the 52 car home in the 4th spot. And Richie Watson brings the 99 home in 5th. But no doubt about your winner, running strong up front. The driver out of Moore Sports, New York, Chris K.A. in car number 18. Second street stock qualifier on the Speedway. Starting on the pole, it will be car number 40 for Harold LeVere. Outside in the 71, Bobby Chris. Row number 2 on the inside, it's the 63 of Dan Panoff. And on the outside, it's car number 38, Jim Sherman. Row number 3 on the inside, it's the choo-choo, Charlie Farnsworth in the 75. And on the outside, in car number 24, Mike Wright. 4th row on the inside, it's the 36 for Terry Bishaw. Outside, Thunder Road regular in the truck number 0, Jay Joslin. Row number 5 on the inside, it's Bubba Hickory in car number 6. And on the outside, Brian Coburn in the 92. Final row, it's the 98 for Brian Chris. And shotgun goes to Claude Bouchard in car number 46. 12 more street stocks. 6 laps in the second qualifier. It's under green. Outside pole, Bobby Chris grabs the lead as they race into turn 2. 3 wide as the choo-choo's on the move. Charlie Farnsworth takes the 2nd spot as they continue to go 3 wide through that 3rd and 4th turn. Now Farnsworth starts to reel in Chris. Moves right alongside. Look out, Harold LeVere's in trouble. He's off the pace and come to a halt at the top of turn 2. He'll try to get it refired. We'll stay green, but look at the battle we got up front. The 75 of Farnsworth, the 71 of Chris, and now Terry Bishaw joins that battle in the 36. Chris grabbed the lead in the first corner of the first lap. He's held on ever since, but now Bishaw moves into 2nd, and Farnsworth is back to 3rd. Bubba Hickory on the move in car number 6. Hickory has taken over the 4th spot, and he continues to close on the leaders. And that is a new leader up front. Terry Bishaw quickly moves through on the inside, and he grabs the lead with 2 to go. Bishaw, your leader. Here comes Farnsworth. Here comes Hickory. Both through on the inside. That'll drop Chris back to the 4th spot. It'll be white flag this time by for your leader, Terry Bishaw in the 36. Side by side at the line for the 2nd spot. Choo-choo on the inside. Bubba on the outside as they do battle for the 2nd spot in the second qualifier. Bischoff pulls away to a 5-car length advantage. Now Hickory sticks a nose in front of the battle for second. Checkered flag out. This time, your better will be Terry Bischoff. Bubba Hickory comes home second. And the third spot goes to the Choo Choo. Charlie Farnsworth takes home third in the 75. Bobby Chris fourth in the 71. Don Panoff rounds out the top 5 with car number 63. But a patient drive for Terry Bischoff. He waited until things opened up in front of him, saw the line on the inside, and he certainly took advantage of it. As Terry Bischoff, the driver out of Champlain, New York, wins the second street stock qualifier. Starting on the pole, it will be car number 80 for Kenny Gibo. Outside, the 64 of Mike Holmes. Row number 2 on the inside. Car number 19 for Jamie Begor. And on the outside, the 79 of Dan Nolan. Third row on the inside, it's Joe Bouye in the 67, and outside, Skip Liberty in the 59. Row number 4, the 17 of Ralph Coda, and outside, Dan Bigelow in car number 2. Fifth row on the inside, Joe Fecto in car number 82, and on the outside, Matt Chandler in the 95. Donat Fremont in the 06 starts next, followed by the 72 of Curtis LaGrave. And on the outside, starting shotgun, Terry Provost in car number 37, Warren Undergreen. Good side-by-side battle. They drift high. Here comes Begor. And Begor, looking to pick up a second track championship, will grab the lead as they race into turn number 3. Joe Bouye quickly moves through, takes second, but he's high off turn 4. Jamie Begor opens up. Ralph Coda second. Dan Nolan third. Skip Liberty fourth. The 2 cars to watch in the battle for the championship, the 19 and the 59, separated by just 10 points. Begor, Coda, Nolan, Liberty, and Bouye right on the back bumper. Slams him twice going down the backstretch into the third turn. That forces Liberty high, and Bouye will take over the 4th spot. Well, are we going to get retaliation? Not yet. Keep an eye on the 67 and the 59. Up front, Jamie Begor is all alone with 2 to go. Right now, the battle is for second. Coda in the 17 and Dan Nolan in the 79. Now here comes Liberty. Skip Liberty will take back the 4th spot as Bouye drops back to 5th. White flag is out for Jamie Begor. Jamie Begor, 10, now 12, car length lead coming off the 4th turn. Checkered flag is out. This one's over. Begor wins it for fun. Ralph Coda grabs second, Dan Nolan third. Skip Liberty comes home in the 4th spot in the 59 car, followed by Joe Bouye. Jamie Begor out for a Sunday afternoon drive, only did it on Saturday. Made that one look easy. And he certainly will extend that points lead by virtue of a victory in this qualifier. Your winner of the final street stock qualifier, completing the Northern Tier sweep of qualifying, Jamie Begor from Moores.
All right, here's the field. Starting on the pole in car number 75, it's Peter Fecto. Outside Fecto in the 01, Gary Cunningham. Starting third in the 9, it's Yvonne Bedard. And outside Bedard in the 6, it's Chris Michaud. Row 3 on the inside. In the 09, it's Billy Herring. Outside Herring in the 22, Mike Bruno. Row 4 on the inside. In car number 5, it's Pat Corbett. Outside Corbett in the 2, Tracy Belrose. Row number 5 on the inside. Ninth starting spot goes to Dan Casey in car number 63. And outside Casey in the 25, Dave Whitcomb. Starting car number 87 in the 11th spot, it's Alexandre Gingras. And outside Gingras on car number 56, Jeremiah Lawson. Shotgun on the field in car number 51, it's Mark Eddy out of Champlain, New York. Here they come. Green flag is out. Peter Fecto leads them off a 2 down the backstretch. Here comes Yvon Bedard. The Bullet moves into the 2nd spot. Gary Cunningham back to 3rd. Side by side for the 4th spot. Billy Herring and Chris Michaud off a 4. Michaud tries to get the car down the inside. Herring is there. He looks to move through to the 4th spot. Here comes Pat Corbett in the 5. Herring, Michaud, and Corbett. A great battle going on for the 4th, 5th, and 6th spot. 3 wide off of 4. Here comes Corbett. Herring and Michaud. 3 wide into 1. Pat Corbett moves through. Mike Bruno falls through the same hole. He's up to 5th. Still side-by-side action now for the 6th spot. Dan Casey looking to move through on the inside. Fecto continues to show the way. Then it's Bedard. Gary Cunningham in the 0-1. Pat Corbett in the 5. Mike Bruno in the 22. And 6th is Dan Casey. Top 5 cars will qualify for the Fall Foliage 200. Mike Bruno has the 5th spot. Dan Casey running 6th right now, not in a qualified position, nor is Dave Whitcomb. Halfway. Peter Fecto, a 2 car length advantage over Yvon the Bullet Bedard in the 9. Gary Cunningham runs a car length behind Bedard in the 3rd spot. Pat Corbett 4th in the 5, Mike Bruno 5th. Here comes Dave Whitcomb. Whitcomb with a peek to the inside of Dan Casey in the 63. Dave Whitcomb, who lost out on the Airborne Track Championship by 8 points, looks to move inside of Casey. Side by side now for the 6th spot. Whitcomb and Casey run door handle to door handle down the front stretch. Billy Herring and Chris Michaud have been almost locked together throughout this qualifier. They still battle side by side now for 7. This time by 2 to go for Peter Fecto. Fecto has opened it up to 3 car lengths over Yvon Bedard. Gary Cunningham 3rd. Then it's Pat Corbett and Mike Bruno. They have been running in the top 5 since early on in the qualifier. White flag is out. Down the backstretch, one final time for Peter Fecto. Fecto drives it into 3. Off of turn number 4, down the front stretch, checkered flag for Peter Fecto. Yvon Bedard 2nd, Gary Cunningham 3rd, Pat Corbett 4th, Mike Bruno 5th, Dave Whitcomb 6th, Dan Casey is 7th, 8th to Chris Michaud, 9th goes to Billy Herring, and Mark Eddy rounds out the top 10. So Mike Bruno gets the 5th spot in car number 22, 4th goes to Pat Corbett in the 5, 3rd to Gary Cunningham in the 0-1, 2nd goes to Yvon Bedard in the 9, and the winner out of Morrisville, Vermont, car number 75 for Peter Fecto. And here is the starting grid. Starting on the pole in car number 68 out of Groton, Vermont, it's Jim Silly. Outside Silly in the 0, starts the hammer out of Essex Junction, Vermont, Mark Barnier. Back to row 2 on the inside. In car number 54, it's Chuck Beatty. And outside Beatty in car number 21, Richard Bootsy. Back to row 3 on the inside. In car number 40, it's Wayne Lanphier. And outside Lanphier in car number 61, Robin Wood. Row number 4 on the inside. 7th starting spot. He's the Rookie of the Year in the late model division here at Airborne. From Saint-Denis, Quebec, it's Patrick LaPearl in the 0-1. And outside LaPearl in car number 46, Doug Hoare. Back to row 5 on the inside. 9th starting spot in car number 82, it's Chuck Barcelo. And outside Barcelo, starting 10th from Greensboro Bend, Vermont, it's Billy the Kid Holbrook in car number 72. Next on the grid, it's Tony Poisson in car number 42 out of Alburg, Vermont. Steve Renadette starts car number 76. And in car number 11, Stephen Boissonneau. Here comes the field, off of 4, the green flag is out. Robin Wood is off the pace in the 61. Problems for Wood in car number 61. He goes right to the rear. Look out, we got a spin. Jim Sully sideways down the backstretch, spinning into the infield. Off of 4, Chuck Beatty leads it. Richard Bootsy runs second. Dwayne Lanphier third. Fourth is the Hammer Mark Barnier. Patrick LaPerle is fifth. Tony Poisson sixth. Top 6 cars will qualify for the Fall Foliage 200. Top 6 to advance. Here comes Doug Hoare to the outside of Tony Poisson for 6th. Right now, the pressure is on Tony Poisson in the 42. He holds the 6th and final transfer spot. Side-by-side battle for 7th. Steve Renadette in the 76 and Doug Hoare in the 46 on the outside. Chuck Beatty continues to show the way in car number 54. Then it's a car link back to Richard Bootsy. Here comes Mark Barnier. Barnier to the inside of Dwayne Lanphier for 3rd. Side by side off of 4. Mark Barnier looks to move through on the inside of the 3rd spot. Steve Renadette with a tap on Patrick LaPerle. LaPerle tried to cut the car down to the inside, but Renadette was already there. Steve Renadette moves into the 6th spot. Patrick LaPerle going backwards on the outside as we're halfway. Doug Hoare spins. Caution, flag is out. Doug Hoare losing the rear end in car number 46 coming off of turn number 4. He got a piece of Billy Holbrook's car number 72. You can see the damage on Hoare's car number 46 as he'll take it back to the garage area. And when Billy Holbrook comes around in the 72, you'll see the dent on the right side of that automobile where Doug Hoare made contact. Caution, flag is out. Five laps are complete in this second late model Sportsman qualifier. Chuck Beatty and Richard Bootsy, a couple of racing veterans to bring them down to the stripe. Then it's the Hammer, Mark Barnier, and Dwayne Lanphier in row 2. Here they come off of 4. Green is out. Beatty and Bootsy battle side by side off of 2. Here comes the Hammer. Mark Barnier thinks about 3 wide down the backstretch. Barnier backs out of it for a minute with a peek to the inside. Mark Barnier almost 3 wide. Caution, flag is out. Caution, flag is out. You see Billy Holbrook has cut down the right rear tire on his car number 72. And some sheet metal from that car after the contact with Doug Hoare up in turn number 3, bringing out the caution as the sheet metal sits right in the main racing groove.
Chuck Barklow, orange shotgun is Billy Holbrook.
Pace car ducks into the infield and we're set for a restart. Beatty picks up the pace on the inside of the front row. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Chuck Beatty, Richard Bootsy. Bootsy loose off of 2. Here comes Mark Barnier. Barnier looking to move through to the 2nd spot on the inside. Bootsy tries to fight back, side by side for the 2nd spot. Tony Poisson and Dwayne Lanphier also looking to move up. Chuck Beatty by half a car length. The Hammer, Mark Barnier, continues to close. Richard Bootsy now running 3rd. Tony Poisson is up to 4th. 5th is Dwayne Lanphier. Side by side for 6th. Patrick LaPerle on the inside. Steve Renadette on the outside. They touched off of 4. Renadette running down to the outside of Dwayne Lanphier. He's got 6th. But here comes Patrick LaPerle once again fighting back on the inside. LaPerle has to get on the binders as he runs up on Lanphier's car number 40. This time by 2 to go. Challenge for the lead. Mark Barnier to the inside of Chuck Beatty. Give the top spot to the Hammer. Mark Barnier moving through as he flies to the top spot. Chuck Beatty back to 2nd. 3rd, Richard Bootsy. 4th, Tony Poisson. 5th, Dwayne Lanphier. 6th is still Steve Renadette. Look out, the 72. Billy Holbrook spins the 72 once again. Looks like he might have cut down the tire again. White flag is out on the field. Off of turn number 3, here come the leaders down to the stripe. Caution and checkers are out. Mark Barnier wins it. Chuck Beatty second. Richard Bootsy third. Fourth goes to the 42, Tony Poisson. And it was a scramble from there on back to pick up the final transfer positions, final qualifying spot. Billy Holbrook again spinning car number 72 late in the qualifier. But no doubt at the front, it's car number 0 for the Hammer, Mark Barnier out of Essex Junction, Vermont. Qualifier number 3 on the Speedway. And how about this front row? A couple of 1998 track champions in the front row. The Thunder Road track champion starts on the pole in car number 1. Out of Montpelier, Vermont, it's Phil Scott. And outside Scott, it's the 1998 Airborne track champion from Shelburne, Vermont. Car number 71 for Chris Fisher. Row 2 on the inside in car number 27, it's Berger Blake. And outside Blake in car number 15 from East Montpelier, Joey LeClaire. Back to row number 3, a couple of Quebec hot shoes in the third row. In car number 80, it's Donnell Teague. And outside Teague in the 17, it's Carl Alar. Back to row 4 on the inside in car number 45. He's the leader in the ACT Texaco Avalon Point Series. Point standings, rather. It's Brian Horn, the 45. And outside Horn, car number 29, it's Mark Lamberton. Starting car number 77, it's Eric Williams. Outside Williams in the 03, Chris Lautenschatz. Driving car number 13 is Steve Fisher. Outside Fisher in the 7 is Earl Drolette. Then it's Dan Beatty in the 53 and Andre Beaudoin. Shotgun on the field. Green flag is out. This should be a fast qualifier. Eric Williams spins the 77. Williams goes for a ride over at turn number 2. He made contact with Steve Fisher, who was driving the 13, and the caution flag is out. Final row finds Dan Beatty in the 53 and Andre Beaudoin in car number 28. Complete restart in this third late model Sportsman qualifier. Phil Scott, Chris Fisher pick up the pace into turn number 4. Here they come down the front stretch and the green flag is out. Side by side, they touch running into 2. Greg Blake moves to the inside of Chris Fisher down the backstretch. Donnell Teague also runs to the inside of Joey LeClaire. Teague moving up into the 4 spot. LeClaire sliding backwards. Here comes Brian Hoare. Top 7 cars qualify for the Fall Foliage 200. The champion of the Airborne International Raceway makes a move to the outside. He's back to the 2nd spot. Drifts high up into 4. Gets onto the binders as Danny Beatty spins car number 53. Dan Beatty loops the 53, keeps it rolling, will stay under green. Phil Scott has opened it up at the front. Here comes Donnell Teague. Teague trying to move to the inside of Greg Blake. Joey LeClaire sideways into 4. Joey LeClaire, dirt track style in the 15, off of turn number 4. Good job to save that car and keep it off of the airborne wall. Again, Donnell Teague looks to the inside of Berger Blake into turn number 3. Here comes Mark Lamberton in the 29. Phil Scott leads. Chris Fisher is 2nd. Greg Blake is 3rd. Donnell Teague is 4th. 5th is Mark Lamberton. 6th is Brian Hoare. And in the 7th qualifying spot right now, it's Chris Lautenschatz. We're halfway. Phil Scott puts a lap on Danny Beatty in the 53. Chris Fisher starting to reel in Scott in the 1. It's about 5 car lengths back to Greg Blake, who runs 3rd in the 27. Then it's Donnell Teague in the 80 running in the 4th spot. 5th is Mark Lamberton. 6th, Brian Hoare. 7th is now Joey LeClaire in the 15 as Chris Lautenschatz is parked over in turn 3 in the 03, bringing out the caution. So the caution flag is out for the second time in this third late model Sportsman qualifier, this time for the 03 of Saranac, New York's Chris Loutenschatz. Phil Scott is the race leader, second Chris Fisher. On the inside of row 2, the lapped automobile of Dan Beatty. Running in third in this third qualifier is Greg Blake in the 27. Fourth is Donnell Teach in the 80. Fifth is Mark Lamberton in car number 29. Sixth, Brian Hoare in the 45. Seventh, Joey LeCaire in the 15. Here comes the field off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Dan Beatty off the pace, holding up Teach in the 80. They're going to run 3 wide down the backstretch. Teach to the inside, Andre Beaudoin to the outside. Joey LeCaire, that entire outside groove, picking up spots, running around Beatty in the 53. Challenge for the lead. Phil Scott on the inside. Chris Fisher on the outside, side by side down the backstretch. Scott with the nose out in front. Chris Fisher tries to move up as they run into turn number 4. Now cuts the car back down to the inside. Now again back to the outside. 2 to go. Fisher looks for the slingshot move to the inside. Not there. Phil Scott continues to show the point. Here comes Mark Lamberton. Lamberton looks to the outside of Greg Blake for third. Joey LeCaire right there as well. Good battle for spots 3, 4, and 5. White flag is out on this third qualifier. Again, Fisher drives it high into 2. Looks slow, but Phil Scott holds the line on the inside. 3 wide down the backstretch into 3. Joey LeCaire gets in a touch with Greg Blake. Checkered flag is out for Phil Scott. Second is Chris Fisher. Third, Mark Lamberton. Fourth, Brian Hoare. Fifth, Carl Allard. Sixth goes to the 7 of Earl Drolet. And the 7th spot goes to Chris Loutenschatz in the 03. So they tried it 3 wide running down the front stretch and it didn't work. Carl Allard picks up the 5th spot in the 17. Brian Hoare 4th in the 45. Third goes to Mark Lamberton in the 29. Second goes to Chris Fisher in the 71. And the winner out of Montpelier, Vermont, car number 1 for Phil Scott.
First qualifier for the Strictly Street Division, starting on the pole will be car number 64 and Dave Friedman. Outside in the 31, it's the Beaver Farnsworth. Row number 2 on the inside, in car number 7, it's John Bushy. And on the outside, Joe Dumas in the 28. Row number 3 on the inside, it's the 8 of Mike Lapierre. And on the outside, in car number 17, Don Bushy. Final row, inside, it's the 9 for Scott Smith. And on the outside, in car number 34, Mark Germain. 8 cars ready to go. 6 laps in this first Strictly Street qualifier of the afternoon. Here they come off turn 4. Green flag is out. Quickly, Dave Friedman opens up in the 64. He'll have a host of challengers as they go inside and out to get by the Beeve. Dumas moves into second. Bushy takes third. Lapierre moves to 4th. And after starting at the front, the Beeve suffering from acute case of speed deficiency syndrome. David Friedman in the 64 is your leader. The battle is on for second. Joe Dumas in the 28. He's got a 2-prong challenge. Smith on the inside, Bushy on the outside. Scott Smith moves up, takes the 3rd spot. Mike Lapierre moves inside. He'll look to take 4th away from Bushy. And Mark Germain is right there in the 34. all alone at the front, David Friedman. 3-car battle for second. This time by, it's 2 laps to go. Dumas in the 28th. And on the outside, Dave Lapierre takes over that second spot. Dumas back to third. Germain moves up on the outside. He wants third. White flag is out. David Friedman and Mike Lapierre, the top 2, they pulled away from that 3rd-car battle. The checkered flag will fly. This time by, Dave Friedman will get it. Friedman wins it. Second place goes to Mike Lapierre. 3rd spot, Mark Germain. Scott Smith grabs 4th at the line, and Joe Dumas will settle for 5th.
So Dave Freeman picks up the checkered flag in the Strictly Street qualifier number 1. Qualifier number 2 up next.
Starting on the pole in this second Strictly qualifier, it's car number 48 for John Hayes. Outside, in car number 13, Louis Bonnell. Car number 2 on the inside, it's the 19 for Jason Bonnet. And on the outside, Corey Longley in car number 68. Third row, it's the 53 for John Mason. Outside, Wayne Stoll in car number 71. Final row in car number 3, Mark Bonnell. And shotgun goes to car number 16 and Ken Torvell. Safety crew will come out and make some cleanups over in the turn 3 area, as we'll be taking one more parade lap. Gary Townsley displays his outstanding soccer ability, kicking debris off the backstretch. We'll keep an eye on our chief starter, Mike Wilder, and see if he tells the field that next time's a go. All right, lights go out atop the Bill McBride Chevrolet pace car. So 8 more Strickleys to go 6 laps. Mason and Bonnell make up your front row. Or John Hayes, rather. Won't take long. Mason will be there. Second qualifier. Still one more Strictly Street qualifier to come. Here comes the field off turn 4. Green flag is out. Side by side as they race up the backstretch the first time. John Hayes in the 48. Louis in the 13. They're going to go 2 wide on side of Louis. 68 moves up. That's Longley. Inside. Bonnet moves up in the 19. John Hayes, your leader in the 48. Jason Bonnet is second. Here comes that 53 car. Mason takes the 3rd spot on the inside of Louis, who hangs tough on the outside. John Hayes and Jason Bonnet as the raindrops start to fall on this second Strictly Stock qualifier. Hayes goes high in turn 4, gets it back, and he'll hold on to his advantage. Hayes is your leader. Bonnet is second. Mason third. Stoll and Longley battle for fourth with 2 to go. John Hayes has been strong all heat long as he continues to open up on Jason Bonnet, who runs second. John Mason third. Kerry Longley will take a shot on the outside. The white flag is out. 1 to go. Longley drifts high in the 68. Louis goes high. And he spins the 13 car. No doubt about your winner. Here he comes off turn 4. Checkered flag is out. It's John Hayes. Jason Bonnet comes home second. Third spot to John Mason. Fourth goes to the 71 of Wayne Stoll. 68 car of Kerry Longley comes home fifth.
So John Hayes in car number 48 wins the second Strictly Street qualifier, and if you haven't seen enough of the Strictly Streets, well, then you're in luck, because a third Strictly Street qualifier is next.
He wins the second Strictly Street qualifier.
You got it?
The 50 of J Webb starts inside.
All right, Rick setting the field in this third Strictly Street qualifier. We've had a brief rain delay.
Joe Cobb in the
and here with the call once again, Rick.
76. Here we go. Quickly on the inside, Ray Weed in the 30 grabs the lead. David Warren moves through in the 24. Now Warren will look to get inside Weed as they race into turn 3. David Warren, your new leader in car number 24. Here comes Jim Webb. He powers up and takes the second spot. Webb in the 5, on the inside, on the outside, Weed in the 30. Side by side for second. The driver at the top is the guy who's going to win the track championship in this division this year, David Warren in the 24. Jim Webb and Jay Webb now close in. Warren sideways in the 24. That closes the gap. Warren, Webb, Webb and Wells. Side by side now as the field starts to tighten up once again with 2 laps to go. Warren still the commander up front. Jim Webb is second. Jay Webb hung on the outside as here comes Mike Wells through on the inside. Side by side for third with 1 to go. Webb pushing Warren up the backstretch. Checkered flag will fly, this time by. It's David Warren to lead him down to the checkers. Jim Webb comes home second. Jay Webb comes home third. Mike Wells fourth. And Roger Labouty rounds out the top 5.
So there's Dave Warren in car number 24. He'll be the track champion in this division in 1998. And he wins the third and final qualifying race in 1998 for this division. Dave Warren, driver of car number 24. Stay with us. More racing action coming up on Motorsports Magazine from Airborne. Semi-feature time for the Flying Tiger drivers, and of course we've talked about the points chase in this division. Jimmy Young coming into this weekend's racing card with a 16-point advantage over Scott Dragon in car number 20. Those two automobiles are in this one with the bonus points on the line. Here's the field starting on the pole from Highgate Center, Vermont. In the 75, it's Sparky LePan. Outside LePan in the 00 from Essex Junction, Vermont. It's 00 Joe Steffen. Back to row 2 on the inside from Peru, New York. It's car number 53 for Gary Wood. And outside Wood in car number 20 from Milton, Vermont, Scott Dragon. Back to row 3 on the inside, starting 5th from Underhill, Vermont. Car number 25 for Joey Becker. And outside Becker in the 18 from Shelburne, Vermont, Jamie Fisher. Starting 7th in car number 17 from St. Albans, Vermont. It's Tabor Gagne. And shotgun on the field, the points leader, car number 1 from Middlesex, Vermont, Jimmy Young. 8 cars to run 8 laps. Flying Tiger. Semi-feature is under green. Sparky LePan, Joe Steffen run side by side into 2. Now down the backstretch. LePan has the car out in front. Steffen settles it down to the 2nd spot. Side by side for 3rd. It's Gary Wood on the inside and Scott Dragon on the outside. Sparky LePan owning lap number 1. Side by side battle for 3rd continues. Wood and Dragon. Back in the month of August when Scott Dragon was cleaning house in this division, he was flying on the outside, was able to zoom past cars. Not quite the same the last couple of times out for that car number 20. It is not handled on the outside the way we have seen it work earlier in August. Gary Wood still in the 3rd spot. Scott Dragon continues to try to work the outside and grab 3rd. He's got the nose of the car out in front, but Wood battles back. It's a seesaw battle for 3rd, and right behind him they're side by side for 5th. Sparky LePan leads by 5 car lengths over 00 Joe Steffen. Steffen in the 2nd spot, and that battle for 3rd continues. They've run side by side for 3 laps now, with Gary Wood and Scott Dragon fighting it out tooth and nail. Seesaw back and forth for 3rd, halfway. Wood and Dragon putting on a show for 3rd. Wood sticks the nose out in front. Here comes Dragon back down the backstretch. Dragon will put the nose ahead as they run into 3. Now Wood back on the inside as Dragon is loose into 4. He's sideways and he's going to lose the spot to Gary Wood and to Joe Becker. Scott Dragon, who has tried to run on the outside since the drop of the green flag. Maybe the tire's going away a little bit. He loses the spot to Wood. He loses the spot to Joe Becker, and now Jimmy Young, the man he is trying to run down, moves through to the inside. Young up to 5th, 2 to go. Sparky LePan running away at the front. It's a repeat performance from back on August the 29th. LePan did the same thing, if you remember. Cleaned house in the qualifier, cleaned house in the semi-feature, and broke in the main event. Hopefully that string will not continue for Sparky LePan tomorrow. LePan, Steffen, Gary Wood, Joe Becker, Jimmy Young. Now Jamie Fisher in the 18 has moved to the inside of Scott Dragon. Jamie Fisher is up to 6. Scott Dragon back to 7. Checkered flag is out for Sparky LePan in the 75. 2nd to Joe Steffen. 3rd to Gary Wood. Joe Becker 4th. Jimmy Young 5th. Scott Dragon 6th. So Jimmy Young gets the 5th spot in car number 1. He's going to extend his points lead. 4th goes to Joe Becker in the 25. 3rd to Peru, New York's Gary Wood. 2nd goes to Essex Junction, Vermont's Joe Steffen. And the winner out of Highgate Center, Vermont, car number 75 for Sparky LePan.
Straight stock semi-feature time. Starting on the pole, it will be car number 29 for Mike Kinsman. Outside, the 18 of Chris Kaye. Row number 2 on the inside, it's Rob Clark in the 84. And the choo-choo, Charlie Farnsworth, starts next in the 75. Row number 3 on the inside, car number 36 for Terry Bishaw. And on the outside, he's the leader in the point standings in this street stock division out of Moore Sports, New York, Jamie Begor. 4th row on the inside, the 79, Georgia, Vermont's Dan Nolan. And on the outside, driving car number 17, Ralph Cota. Shotgun on the field, a regular competitor over at Thunder Road International Speed Bowl, driving car number 6, Bubba Hickory. Street Stock Consi, the next event on the Speedway. As the lights go out atop the Bill McBride Chevrolet pace car. Kinsman and K.A. will set the pace. As now they start to pick it up. As the field starts to roll off turn 4, green flag is out. Kinsman on the inside, K.A. on the outside. Choo-Choo moves to 3rd, Rob Clark 4th. Side by side for 5th, Begor on the outside and Bishaw on the inside. They combine to complete lap number 1, and the leader will be Mike Kinsman. Kinsman led it, but not by much. K.A. now grabs the lead as they come off turn 2. Here comes Rob Clark on the move in the 84, and Jamie Begor looks outside. Bubba Hickory has trouble in turn 2. He'll drop to the back of the pack as Clark takes a shot on the inside of K.A. It's K.A. on the outside, but here comes Rob Clark. The 2 touch coming off turn 4. Hey, touch once again going out of turn 1. Clark is your leader. And the Choo-Choo is now 2nd. Here comes Bishaw on the inside. He'll look to take 3rd. As drop kick back to 4th, it's Chris K.A. Three wide into turn 2 as they battle for 2nd. Clark is your leader. Now it's the Choo-Choo in 2nd. Outside the 36 of Bishaw. They're halfway. Now Bishaw takes 2nd. And here comes Jamie Begor on the outside. Looks for the 3rd spot. The Choo-Choo in the middle. Dan Nolan on the inside. Choo-Choo's off the pace. Charlie Farnsworth headed back to the garage area. Up front, it's still Clark, Bishaw, Nolan, and Begor. Throw a blanket on the top 4 cars. Bishaw gets sideways. He gets it straightened out. Here comes Cota on the inside to take 3rd. 2 to go. Rob Clark continues to lead the way in the truck. Ralph Cota moves inside Dan Nolan, but Nolan slams the door. He's got a challenge now on the outside from Bishaw. White flag is out. Bubba spins the 6. Hickory spins the 6 in turn 4. He'll continue on. Up the back stretch, the final time. It's Rob Clark, Dan Nolan, Ralph Cota. Bishaw looks to the outside. Here comes Begor on the outside. Here they come to the checkers. 3 wide off turn 4, and the winner is Rob Clark. Rob Clark wins it in the truck. 2nd spot goes to Dan Nolan in the 79. Ralph Cota gets 3rd, car number 17. 4th spot goes to the 36 of Terry Bishaw. And Jamie Begor will round out the top 5 in car number 19.
Well, very exciting semi-feature for the street stocks as Rob Clark from Keysville, New York comes through with the victory in truck 84.
Randy Martineau, Mike Seymour, row 3, Jim Sherman, and Kenny Gibo, row 4. Mike Holmes, Brian Coburn, row 5, Jay Joslin, Brian Chris, row 6. Donat Fremont, Joe Fecto, row 7. Matt Chandler, shotgun. Here we go. Green flag is out. Straight stocks in their consolation race for the afternoon will go 3 wide as they race into turn 3. Oh, look out. Huff goes around. Got a tap from the 65 car. Everybody gets through. And the 64 car goes around and he continues on. Claude Bouchard, 46, is your leader. Here comes Mike Seymour in the 61, right on the back bumper. Black flag is out. Look out, who's it for? 65, Rick Holmes heads back to the garage area. Up front, it's Bouchard, 46, Seymour, 61, Martineau and Potvin. This time by, the field will be halfway, and Claude Bouchard continues to be your leader. Mike Seymour, for a while, looked as though he was going to blow right by Bouchard, but now he's fallen back. Jack Potvin moves to second. Seymour back to third. Two to go this time by for the driver out of St. Albans, Claude Bouchard. Jack Potvin, with his strongest run of the season so far, is second. Randy Martineau is third, Seymour fourth, Jim Sherman is fifth. White flag is out. Spin on the backstretch. Kenny Gibo in the 80 goes around. Here they come off turn 4. Checkered. Flag is out. Claude Bouchard wins it. Jack Potvin comes home second. Randy Martineau third. Fourth spot will go to the 61 of Mike Seymour. And Jim Sherman rounds out the top 5 in car number 38. Consolation race. Car number 46, the driver on Taylor Vermont.
Stay with us. More racing action coming up on Motorsports Magazine from Airborne.
My feature. Starting on the pole in car number 28, Joe Dumas. Outside, Mike Lapierre in the 8. Row number 2 on the inside, it's Scott Smith in the 9 and Mark Germain in the 34. Third row on the inside, John Hayes, 48, outside. Jason Bonnet in the 19. Fourth row, it's the 53 of John Mason, outside. Wayne Stoll in the 71. Fifth row on the inside, Dave Warren in the 24, outside. It's Jim Webb in the 5. And your sixth and final row on the inside, Jay Webb in car number 50. On the outside, it's Mike Wells in the 76. Screen, flag is out. Nine laps the distance in this strictly semi-feature. We got a spin at the back. That's Wells in the 76. Up front, Joe Dumas leads the way in the 28. Here comes Scott Smith in the 9. Smith will look to take second. Mike Lapierre hangs tough on the outside in the 8th as they battle side by side for second up the backstretch. Fourth spot, it's Mark Germain in the 34. They're side by side for fifth spot, Bonnet and Stoll. Now Smith moves up outside and he'll take a shot at Dumas. John Hayes off the pace in the 48 car. He's going to the back. It's still Dumas, Smith, and now Germain on the inside for third. Joe Dumas has led from the start, but what a battle he's had in his rearview mirror. Cars getting together in the back of the pack. Look out! Uh-oh, Wayne Stoll just scuffed the tire wall. Jason Bonnet's got a flat tire on the 19. He will limp it back to the garage area. Halfway. Bonnet with a right front flat on the 19 car. He's out of it. Joe Dumas. Here comes the 53 car, slamming on the brakes as they went into the turn. Mark Germain all over the back bumper of the 28 car of Joe Dumas. Now Germain looks to the outside. And Mason looks to move through on the inside. Mason's now third. Smith back to fourth. Germain right alongside with 2 to go. It's Dumas and Germain. Mason waiting for room to get through. Waiting for one of those top 2 cars to make a mistake. So far it hasn't happened. This time by, the white flag is out. Germain is your new leader. Germain powers by on the front stretch and takes the lead. Up the back stretch, the final time. It's Mark Germain, Joe Dumas, and on the outside, here comes Jay Webb to battle for the second spot. 3 wide for second off turn 4. Germain will win it. Who'll get second? On the outside, Jay Webb. Jay Webb grabs the second spot. Joe Dumas falls back to third, and John Mason comes home fourth in the 53 car. What a great battle we had for the top spot throughout that entire semi-feature. Dumas led the way most of the way, but then Germain was able to power by down the front stretch. And then 4 cars battling side by side and 3 wide off that final turn in the battle for second.
So Mark Germain will enjoy his victory lap as he wins the Strictly Street semi-feature. Stay with us, more racing action to come on Motorsports Magazine from Airborne. Starting on the pole, driving car number 75 out of Morrisville, Vermont, it's Peter Fecto. Outside Fecto in the 01 Vermont from Williston, Vermont, Gary Cunningham. Row number 2 on the inside from St. Nicholas, Quebec, driving car number 9, it's the Bullet, Ivo Bedard. And outside Bedard in the 0 out of Essex Junction, Vermont, it's the Hammer Mark Barner. Back to row number 3 on the inside. 5th starting spot out of Graniteville, Vermont. It's car number 54 for Chuck Beatty. And outside Beatty starting 6th from Williston, Vermont. Car number 21 for Richard Bootsy. Starting 7th on the grid from Montpelier, Vermont, the 1998 track champion at Thunder Road in the late model sportsman division. Driving car number 1, it's Phil Scott. And outside Scott in car number 71, he's the 1998 Airborne track champion in the late model sportsman division. Car number 71 for Chris Fisher out of Shelburne, Vermont. Shotgun on the field, starting 9th from Moores Forks, New York. Driving car number 29, Mark Lamberton. 9 cars set to run in this late model sportsman semi-feature. Peter Fecto and Gary Cunningham to bring them down to the stripe. Bill McBride, Chevrolet pace car in the infield. As Fecto and Cunningham will bring them down the front stretch, and the green flag is out. Gary Cunningham loose into 2. Peter Fecto is going to drive away down the backstretch. Yvon Bedard runs 3rd. Here comes Chuck Beatty. Beatty moves through to the inside of Mark Barnier. He's up to the 4th spot. Barnier going backwards from the outside. Here comes Phil Scott. Peter Fecto leads. Cunningham runs 2nd. 3rd is Yvon Bedard. Then it's a car link back to Chuck Beatty in the 4th spot. Another car link back to the hammer Mark Barnier, who runs 5th. Richard Bootsy trying to run the outside. He's loose, and it looks like he's going to lose 2 more spots. Field freight trains off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Peter Fecto now 2 car lengths over Gary Cunningham. Yvon Bedard closing in on the rear bumper of Gary Cunningham in the 0-1 as they battle for the 2nd spot. Here comes Chris Fisher. Chris Fisher with a nice move to the inside of Phil Scott. Fisher moves up to the 6th spot. Fecto leads. Cunningham is 2nd in the 0-1. Bedard is 3rd in the 9. 4th is Chuck Beatty. Then it's Mark Barnier, Mark Lambert, Richard Bootsy. Fecto continues to increase his advantage at the top. And it's now about 3 car lengths over Gary Cunningham, and this time by Chief Starter Mike Wilder will show them they're halfway. Gary Cunningham and Yvon Bedard have not been separated by more than a car length the entire semi-feature. Chris Fisher to the outside of Mark Lamberton. Fisher looks to move up to the 6th spot. Lamberton fights back on the inside in the 29. Chris Fisher, Mark Lamberton. What a battle for 6th. Lamberton in the 29. Fisher in the 71. Fisher had a good run that time off of 4. Actually had the 6th spot at the stripe, but lost it in turn 1. Mark Lamberton drives back through on the inside. Lamberton in the 6th spot. Fisher runs 7th. Phil Scott runs right behind them. He's 8th. Field continues to freight train around the Airborne half mile. It's Peter Fecto taking the white flag. Down the backstretch one final time. Peter Fecto still 3 car lengths over Gary Cunningham. Chris Fisher takes the outside, a tap on Mark Lamberton. Lamberton saves it as the checkered flag is out for Fecto. 2nd to Cunningham, 3rd to Bedard, 4th to Chuck Beatty, 5th to Mark Barnier, 6th to Mark Lamberton, 7th Chris Fisher, 8th Phil Scott, and 9th Richard Bootsy. So the hammer gets the 5th spot. Mark Barnier brings the 0 home, 5th. 4th to Chuck Beatty in the 54. 3rd goes to Yvon Bedard in car number 9. 2nd to Gary Cunningham. A good run for him in the 0-1. And the winner out of Morrisville, Vermont, car number 75 for Peter Fecto.
We'll have a 20-minute practice for all the late model sportsman drivers at the conclusion of this late model sportsman consolation race.
All right, let's set the field quickly for this consolation. Starting on the pole from Northfield, Vermont, it's the 6 for Chris Michaud. Outside Michaud in the 09 from Berlin, Vermont, Billy Herring. Back to row 2 on the inside. In car number 63, it's Dan Casey. And outside Casey from Essex Junction, Vermont, car 25 for Dave Whitcomb. Plattsburgh, New York's Robin Wood starts 5th in the 61. Outside Wood in car number 27, Greg Blake. Starting 7th in car number 15 is Joey LeCaire. Outside LeCaire in the 80, Danelle Teege. Starting 9th on the grid in car number 76, it's Steve Renadette. 10th is Billy Holbrook in the 72. Starting 11th is Chuck Barcelow in the 82. And shotgun on the field, Andre Baudouin in the 28. Here comes the field, off of 4. Green flag is out. They box it around at the front. Dan Casey moves into the second spot. Chris Michaud runs away. He opens it up to 2 car lengths. Dan Casey settles into second. Here comes Dave Whitcomb. Whitcomb, second place, point man in the Airborne late model Sportsman standard, is up to third. Chris Michaud leads him down the backstretch. We got a spin in 2. Joey LeCaire and Greg Blake appeared to get hooked up once again. Blake in the 27 parked down on the inside of turn number 2. Caution flag is out. Caution flag is out as Greg Blake spun his car number 27 over in turn number 2. And with the caution out, we'll take a break. You're watching Motorsports Magazine from Airborne. Chris Michaud is the race leader. Dan Casey runs second. Dave Whitcomb is third in the 25. Billy Herring fourth in the 09. Robin Wood runs fifth in the 61. Sixth is Joey LeCaire in the 15. Top 6 cars will qualify for the Fall Foliage 200. Other cars will have to go through a last chance B feature to be run tomorrow. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Dan Casey from the outside tries to pull even. Chris Michaud drives away down the backstretch. Here comes Dave Whitcomb. Whitcomb runs to the inside of Casey. They're side by side into 3 for the second spot. Chris Michaud leads them off of 4 down to the stripe. Dave Whitcomb in second. Again, the top 6 cars qualify for the Fall Foliage 200. They're bumping and banging in the middle of the pack. Again, Greg Blake gets sent down into the infield in the 27. Blake stops the car number 27 down to the inside. Andre Baudouin is off the track in car number 28. He's parked at top turn 4. And the caution flag is out. Caution flag out once again. Baudouin has a flat tire. He got together with Greg Blake's car number 27. Quick work by Andre Baudouin's team as he rejoins at the rear of the field of the 28. They change the right front tire. Chris Michaud and Dave Whitcomb in row 1. Dan Casey and Danelle Teege in row 2. Row 3 finds Billy Herring and Joey LeCaire. Running 7th is Billy Holbrook. 8th is Steve Renadette. 9th, Chuck Barcelow. 10th, Greg Blake. And 11th, Andre Baudouin. Here they come. Green flag is out. From the outside of the front row, Dave Whitcomb shoots around Chris Michaud. He's the race leader. Michaud runs second. Battle for third, side by side. It's Casey and Teege. Tell you, Danelle Teege always runs well here at Airborne in that number 80. Dave Whitcomb starts to run away at the front of the field. He's got it at 3 car lengths. Chris Michaud runs second. Third is Casey. Teege running in the 4th spot, but Billy Herring tries to move up on the inside. Halfway this time by. Off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Teege holds on to the 4th spot as they run 3 wide down the backstretch into 3. Billy Holbrook backs out of it. Look out! Contact up in turn number 3. Caution flag will have to come out. Well, I guess not. the cars keep rolling. Will stay under green. Still racing under green flag conditions. The shot. Dan Casey and Denal Teach running the top 4. Billy Herring is fifth. Sixth is now Andre Beaudoin in the 28. 2 laps to go for Dave Whitcomb. Whitcomb continues to lead Chris Michaud by 3 car lengths. Then it's about 5 car lengths to Dan Casey. And then O'Teach runs right behind him in the 4th spot. White flag is out. Off of turn number 2, down the backstretch. Dave Whitcomb is going to win the consolation race. As he drives it off of turn number 4, he gets the checkered flag. Dave Whitcomb, Richard Scott second, Dan Casey third, then I'll teach fourth. Here they come off of turn number 4. Fifth is going to go to Billy Herring, and sixth to Andre Beaudoin. Billy Holbrook 7th, Chuck Barcelo 8th, Joey LeCaire 9th, Steve Renadette is 10th. So some good cars are going to have to go through that late model Sportsman B feature tomorrow afternoon. The likes of Joey LeCaire and Steve Renadette, they have not yet qualified. Billy Holbrook as well. They have not yet qualified for the Fall Foliage 200. But one driver who has is Dave Whitcomb. Whitcomb in car number 25 wins the late model Sportsman consolation race.